evening and welcome to tonight's live streaming. Today we are going to be looking at how to create a video treatment, how to write a script, and everything that you need to know if you are a person who is into music videography. This live was actually requested by some of you guys yesterday when I was live, that I should walk you through all the process of how you can create a good music video treatment or a video script. So that's what we are going to be looking at tonight. So if you have any questions that relates to music videos, script writing, or anything that you need to know about music videos, today this live is dedicated to you. So let's share the stream. I'm sharing the stream as we are waiting for people to join. Let's also share the stream. Oh my God, this thing is so loud. All right, so that's what we are going to be doing today. Is we are talking about music videos today. It was a video that was requested by so many of you yesterday to say tomorrow talk about music videos, how to write the script, how to come up with the ideas and stuff like that. So that's what I'll be discussing today. If you have any questions when it comes to music videos, just let me know and I'll be more than willing to help wherever I can and go through everything that I know when it comes to music videos. For some of you who doesn't know, I also shoot music videos. Like I shoot a lot of music videos. So as we are sharing and stuff like that, let me just show you some of the videos that I shot and edited myself. All right. Alright, so those are some of the music videos that I have created. So I have a really good understanding when it comes to music videos, and I'm going to be sharing you some of the steps that I normally take to come up with this concept, how I go about planning the whole videos, how I go about the treatment itself, the scripting and stuff like that. That's what we are going to be discussing today. Let me know where you are watching me from, so that I can greet as we are sharing the videos. So if you are tuning in right now, let's share the stream. Let's share the stream. So today I was not actually supposed to go live. I was not even supposed to go live because I was on set. I just finished really late, like really late, around 7:45, 1945. That's when I finished, and I had to drive very fast so that I can catch up this live stream. And the good part is everything that I use in this studio doesn't move. The camera, everything. So when I get here, it's just bang, lights, cameras on, computer, boom, then I'm live. All right, so that's why I'm late today. So if you have any questions, let me know about those so that when I start explaining the whole process of music videography, at least I should be answering some of your questions. You can see even today I'm not wearing my uniform. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening. So good luck to those who are tuning in actually. Let me just pass through the streets and see how many people are watching and maybe probably greet and stuff. And then we continue from there. Okay, I can see quite a lot of people have just joined now. Mr. Jackson Blessed says live from Nairobi, Kenya. I can see Elton is also live connected from Zimbabwe. I can see Knowledge Nduze watching all the way from South Africa. Mpumalanga, always tuned in, brother. Thank you so much for the support. I can see Lawrence is saying every African is a coward. We were told the live stream is 8:15. Anyways, how are you doing? Bro, I'm doing great. I hope you're also doing great as well. Thank you for tuning in. Watching all the way from Lusaka, Mr. Romashell Media Production. Boss watching from Zambia, Kabwe. This is Crispin. Oh my God, not Crispin. Mr. Chilekwa Jr. Mr. Maxwell says, hi, Master. Hi, Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for tuning in. I can see Ms. Graphics MG says, watching all the way from South Africa, from South Sudan, from South Sudan. NSL South Sudan audience here with me. I'm sure they will be tuning in. You know, I'm the only filmmaker who has actually managed to touch the whole Africa. You know, every time I'm live, I have so many different countries watching, even as far as Singapore, Japan, and stuff. So it's crazy. Other people, it's because of time difference, but they're always telling me, why can't you do these lives at 10 a.m., 12 a.m.? Because this is, to us, it will be 8 p.m., you know? So they always catch the lives later, which is good. I can see Mr. S. Senyonye Grace watching from Uganda. I can see Plays Visuals, boss. I like your videos, watching from Malawi. Thank you so much for everybody who is tuning in. That is Facebook. Let's see what people on TikTok are saying. Mr. Isaac John from South Sudan. Mr. Dalian from Uganda is watching. This is TikTok audience. Live from Kisumu. This is Papa. Says live from Kisumu, Kenya. Thank you for joining. Hi, San Pedro. This is Amazing Graphio. Says, hey, San Pedro, watching live from Nakuru, Kenya. Oh man, today I have a lot of audience from Kenya. We appreciate you, Mr. Pedro. Your teachings are more important to us. We are learning day by day. This is Mr. Morris K Photography. Thank you so much for that wonderful feedback. Please share the stream. Share the stream. It's going to help a lot. It's going to help a lot. All right, let's see if we have any audience on YouTube. We are going to be starting soon. Today's broadcast is not going to be long. I think I'm going to try by all means to keep it under 45 minutes. So I really, really want your attention because I'm going to discuss quite a lot of stuff. A lot more in that short period of time. All right, let's see who is tuning in on YouTube. I can see Feli is watching all the way from DRC Congo. It says, always #1 to comment. Felicity watching all the way from DRC Congo. How is this night taking you there? It's been chilly. It has been raining for the past 3 days. It's a little bit cold actually, but yeah, we are managing. We are used to this weather. I can see Mr. Junior Saud waiting for you. Thank you, Mr. Junior. And I can see Mr. Franklin all the way from Nigeria. Thank you for tuning in. I can see a lot of people are tuning in. Please, let's share the stream. Let's share the stream. I can see Mr. Len with Sa Huiso says, my teacher. Thank you so much. Mr. Jeff Aduo also from Kenya. Well presented. Thank you so much. People, they are tuning in. I have a music video shoot in March, and this is what I needed. This is Shugi Films and Studios. Thank you so much. Today, I'm gonna really give you a lot of insights, you know, a lot of insights. All right. I am here again. This is Mr. Maxwell. Mr. Maxwell is always everywhere. Thank you so much for the support. You're increasing the number. This is Mr. Maxwell. I can see Mr. Andre, the son of Amelo, says, catching you live from Uganda. Thank you so much for everybody who is tuning in. And today's live is narrowed to the people who want to make a lot of money in music videos. You know, in my course, in my courses, what you call this course again? Videography business. I actually spoke about music videos as one of the niches that you can actually start in to generate an income for your media, right? So sometimes maybe you just really want to start working on corporate or commercial videos or documentaries. But between the period that you are starting for you to get a gig in documentaries or corporate videos or commercial videos, you can be doing other side hustles like doing music videos to generate extra incomes because you already have the cameras, the lights, everything. So this is one way that you can actually create a source of income. For some other people, music videos is their bread and butter. You know, there are videographers who are just really specialized in music videos and they like it. So I'm going to be talking to everybody. Music videos is really one of the ways you can quickly generate income because there's an artist at each and every street. These days there's a lot of people who are creating music. So, and you know, music is no longer selling. Music by itself nowadays, even if you are a big artist, you just release an audio, you're just really gonna get few views. People just really download that thing for free and stuff like that. So visuals is the way. So music videos is really on high demand these days. So that's what we are going to be looking at for you to create music videos in a proper way, you know, in a professional way. All right, so if you have any questions with regards to music videography, I am here. I'm going to be explaining a lot today. I'm going to be explaining a lot. In fact, I'm going to be showing you some of the scripts that I have already created for some of my previous music videos. So I'm going to walk you through how I create my own scripts. And not only that, I'm going to still walk you through all the other important stuff that you need to really pay attention to if you want to get into music videography. So music videos is one of the courses that I created. I have a full course for some of you who would really want to learn a lot about music videos. I have a full course. Oh my God. Just a second, there's one cable that is not connected to the switcher. Yep, I think we're good now. Let's try it again. Okay, so I was explaining that music videos is one of the courses that I created. I have a full course here, if you can see. I have a full course that goes through music videography in detail. So you can see these are all the topics that are in that course. Each and every topic is arranged properly in a chronological order. So this is what you're going to learn if you enroll, and it's just $45 US. So today I'm going to be discussing only about music video treatment, like how you get the idea and visualize it, come up with a solid concept, and write a script that everybody else can understand and shoot the whole video professionally. So that's what we are discussing today, guys. If you are just joining in right now, let me know where you are joining in from, and let me greet. And by the way, if you have any questions, if there's something that you've been struggling with when it comes to music videos, I believe this is the live stream in which you can ask all those questions. By the way, the music video in the New York, is in New York. I'm following from Los Angeles. You see, got a lot of people. Thank you so much, Mr. Shugi Films and Studios. And it's really wonderful. I don't know what time is there. What time is in New York now? All right. Let's see other people that are tuning in from other platforms. Remember, I'm always live on at least 3 platforms. Today, I'm live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you haven't followed me in any of those platforms, it will be really great if you follow. It's for your own good, actually, because I post a lot of updates for upcoming courses, upcoming workshops, and stuff like that. So for some of the stuff that I don't really do live, I'll just post that this is out now, and this is not yet out. So it will be really good if you connect with me on other platforms as well, the ones that you use the most, which is great. Mr. Holy Vines K says, using a green screen to shoot music video, and I experience green edges on the face. Please help. So it depends which kind of softwares that you are actually using to take out the green screen, as well as how you set up the green screen is very important. I have a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about the green screen itself, you know. It's how you set it up, make sure it doesn't have wrinkles. Number 2, the lighting, make sure it's even. And number 3 is the software that you're using. So when I'm doing anything with green screen, usually the way I set it up, it doesn't really even give me a hassle to remove it. But the software that I use is Primate Kia. It's a plugin in Adobe After Effects that I use to remove green screen. So it has got a lot of settings where you can fine-tune the edges, the spill suppressions, and stuff like that. So if you don't have that plugin, I think Keylight as well is really amazing. It's really amazing. So you can look at those. All right, it has been raining and it just started raining. I hope it's not gonna disturb anything on our live broadcast tonight. All right, let's see how many people are on Facebook. We still have, oh man, we have a lot of people on Facebook, lots of them. Mr. Dare says, good evening. Mr. Mike Major says, joining from Zambia. You are all welcome. How do you maintain continuous focus when shooting? I have taught about how to nail focus, 10 ways how you can nail focus when you are filming. But just a tip though is mostly I use cinema lenses, and for the longest period, I have been just operating on manual focus. So there's some cool tricks, there are some techniques that you can use to actually always keep your subject in focus. You know, there's what we call maintaining distance, where your subject is here, your camera is here, you set your focus, and you try to maintain the distance. You know, if the talent moves closer to you, you move back. If they come closer to you, you move like that. You try to maintain the distance. There's also, you know, moving into focus, where you can put your subject here, your camera is here, you can come here and set your focus and then move a little bit. So you can shoot slightly out of focus and move until you are in focus. That is really so creative, especially when it comes to music videos. There are other tools that can actually help you to nail focus all the time, like focus to zoom. It's mostly there on mirrorless cameras that have come nowadays. There's focus picking. There is, you know, all those kind of stuff that you can use. So I have a full video on my YouTube channel. You can check it out after this live stream. I discussed that. All right, I can see greetings from Malawi. Big man, this is McDonald's Maleko. Thank you so much for joining. I can see Mr. Joseph also is joining from Zambia. I can see Franklin from Edo State, Nigeria. Thank you so much. I can see Mr. Sibusisom Sibi. Master, your courses are the best. Thank you so much for that feedback. You know, when you're talking about online courses, people actually think, it's one of those online courses, you know, where you just go there and it's like YouTube. My courses are far different from any other online class. They are far different from YouTube, because when you are in that class, you are getting 3 things at the same time. You are getting the theory, you know, you understand things. I make you to understand things properly. I explain each and everything in detail, not only explaining, then I show you the practicalities of it with some sample footage and stuff like that to see how such type of a setting that I just explained can actually apply in the real world. And then after that, I also give you some sample footage and some exercises and assignments so that you can go and repeat. So by the time you are really done with the course, you should be actually in good position to start making really good videos. That is what sets my courses apart. And to be honest, I once posted something that goes in the line of learning filmmaking can take you a lot of time, because filmmaking is different from videography, and mostly people who are watching now are videographers, you know, who are working their way into the film industry. So film is more niche, you know. You can just be a filmmaker with special. You can just be a cinematographer who is just specialized on camera operation. Maybe you are just a filmmaker who is just specialized in lighting as a gaffer. Maybe you are a filmmaker who is just specializing in directing and stuff like that. So it can become niche. But if you are a videographer who wants to do like really amazing videography that look like films but one-man crew, and you want to learn that whole thing, you can learn from my courses themselves, and it doesn't really take you a lot of time. If you are serious and if you can dedicate 3 weeks, trust me, after that 3 weeks, you'll be in good condition to understand how a camera works, what are important settings that you need to adjust, the shooting angles, lenses, crop factors. You'll be able to understand those things because they are practical, and really, I don't really waste a lot of time. My courses are long and short at the same time. You know, they are like 3 hours, like music video ultra is like 1 hour 45 minutes, and I just really focus on the most important things that a person who wants to get into music videos really needs to know. That's what sets my courses apart. And there has never been a person who comes to say, oh man, I bought that course and it was a waste of time. Every person who buys that course, they have something there that improves their videography. Mr. Daniel Msusa says, you are a good teacher. Thank you so much. Mr. Ubong Silas says, I always enjoy your teachings. Thank you so much for this class. Thank you, Mr. Ubong. Mwene World Music says, God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless you, Mr. Mwene. He's watching from Zambia. We are enjoying your videos and your teachings, sir. Thank you. Hi, San Pedro. I'm watching from Zambia, and I'm very excited to be part of this broadcast. You are my inspiration. Thank you so much. It's good to know that I inspire a few people, you know. It's really good. It's a lot of encouragement. How many times do you do re-edit or correction suggested by a client? Because some clients are a problem. They are never satisfied. They can ask you to do changes more than 3 times. So how do you handle that situation? So I only do changes 3 times maximum, right? And after editing the whole video, I'll send to them as the first cut so that they can go through the video. Maybe sometimes you'll find other clients who will tell you, say, this shot is nice, but I don't like my pimple. I wish the camera was this side. But when you are filming, they didn't tell you about the pimple. So they will be trying to edit like the pimple on their face, like, but anyway, we're going to discuss about all these things in this teaching, you know. Other people will be telling you to say, oh, I don't like the way my belt was seated. You know, as a filmmaker yourself, really, I have done videos where I'm like one-man commando, where I'm directing, where I'm the one checking up the styling, where I'm doing all this kind of stuff. Sometimes it can be involving. So sometimes when you pick the camera and you're adjusting your iris, your focus, your composition and stuff like that, you can forget a little bit about those kind of stuff. So as I grew up, I managed to actually raise a bar that certain things I should not really be focusing on. If the artist is coming, I'll always give them a quotation of so many things that I would require from them. And if they don't have them, then I should put it on the quotation as an extra charge. If I want a stylist to come on set, if they don't have a stylist, I'll call a professional stylist to be on set so that they can make sure that department is sorted. So as far as changes goes, I'll send them a first cut. They'll look at it. If there's anything that they want to change, they'll change. The first cut, usually I do minimal color grading and stuff like that so that they can actually really see the vision and the video and stuff like that. When it comes, I'll do all the changes. That is the second time I'm doing the changes. I'll do all the changes and send to them the second cut. And if they go through there and they still don't like something, they have the last time to change. Once they make that final change and they send the video to me, I'll make those changes, do my color grading, do my titles, and send it to them as a final. After that, if they want me to change something, they'll have to pay an extra charge because now they are wasting my time. Right? So I always tell them I'm only going to be able to do 3 changes. Right? If after you watch the video 2 weeks later and you see there's something that is wrong, and you want to book me again for my time to go through your videos that I sent to you to do the changes, and you didn't see them then you're going to have to pay me. So that is how I deal with that situation. So mostly, if you explain to your artists or to the managers of the artist like that, they'll make sure that the first cut, they'll do almost all the changes. When you send them the second cut, they'll say it's fine. Then you just do color grading and send it to them. Mr. Doggy D. Katsi says, hi, Master. I need to start a podcast using a mobile phone. Which smartphone do you suggest for me, and how many mobile phones? Thanks, Doggy from South Sudan. I think you can really well much start with, I've only used like a few smartphones because I just love Samsung a lot. So it will depend also on your budget, right? But if I'm supposed to do a podcast just using smartphone, by the way, there's a course coming, smartphone videography, some of this stuff, you're gonna find them there. I would suggest you get something like S20, S21, S20, or Note 20. Those Samsung cameras have got, those Samsung phones have got really good cameras. But any camera really that can shoot full HD, especially for podcasts and stuff, I think they are really good. But try to get at least a camera that has got 3 lenses, at least a telephoto lens, you know, and a wide lens. And maybe you're gonna need 3 of them. That is the minimum setup that I normally use when it comes to podcast. Anyways, today we are discussing about music video scripting. Greetings from Nigeria. This is Danny Okpo. Thank you so much, Mr. Danny. Mr. Mike Major says, your course have made me improve in another of the things concerning videography. Thank you so much for that feedback. Greetings from Cape Town. This is Mr. Charlie. Thank you so much, Mr. Charlie, for tuning in. And then Mr. Junior Sudi says, don't forget to touch a little on lighting setup, sir. Thank you so much. I'm going to touch about everything that concerns music videos. And you'll be very shocked how short it's going to be. And you'll be able to actually get to see everything. All right. Hi, brother. Volume kind of low. Let me know if the volume is low across everybody. Sometimes people, when they're watching, maybe they didn't really like adjust their volumes and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe they're using a phone that has got a mono speaker, like one speaker. So sometimes you find that the speaker that is active is not really picking the full audio. So let me know, guys, if audio is fine. Mr. Shugi Studios from Los Angeles says, from New York, I mean, says actually it's 1 p.m. Wow. All right, great. All right, so I'm really like waiting for someone to ask things with relating to music videos so that when I start explaining, I actually touch some of those stuff, you know. Mr. Lehani Lizo, greetings from the United States, Georgia. Thank you so much for tuning in. You got a lot of overseas viewers tonight, which is amazing. All right, there are so many people that are joining. What are the best lens for Canon EOS R cameras? I think for me, the best lenses really goes with the touch or the type of videograph that you are doing. But if I'm picking the Canon EOS R today, I think the best lens that I'll take it with me all the time is the Canon 24 to 70 millimeter. That would be really great. Mr. Julius says, greetings from Cameroon. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I can see Mr. Davis Photos says, hello, San Pedro. I'm watching you from Ghana. You have really helped me with your tutorials. Thank you very much for that wonderful feedback. Which lights are best for music videos? I'm going to touch a little about lighting, though I have really explained a lot. Like music videos, I've got a way that you set up the lighting. And the backlight, when it comes to music video, is the most important light. I think for me, for my style, you know, but the backlight, I feel like it's the most important part. Anyways, lighting also goes with the mood of the video, with the type of visuals you want to create. And I'm going to show you exactly all this stuff in this broadcast today. Mr. Anguyo Robert says, greetings from Uganda Senior. Thank you so much. Mr. Pro says, hello, sir. Hello to you. Thank you so much for joining. All right. So let's get started with tonight's topic. For some of you who are just joining in tonight, I'm a videographer, and one of the stuff that I really use to make money from. These days I don't really shoot music videos a whole bunch because I'm also trying to branch away from music videos. I've shot a lot of music videos. I think over 500 music videos. That is just how much I've been shooting music videos. You know, I've shot for celebrities, I've shot for so many people. So that's what we are going to be really like going through my process on how I make music videos. For some of you who are just joining in, these are a couple of music videos that I have done for some time. Different types of music videos, different types of looks, different types of cameras, and they are all here. So I have an idea on when it comes to music videos, and I'm going to be discussing some of these concepts and stuff like that. Some of these videos are really way back videos, you know, so it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started. So if you have any questions, you can just let me know. I'll always really look back and answer all your questions because that is what these live broadcasts are. All right. That is really what they are. So where do you start from? So an artist approaches you to say, oh, I know you are a videographer. I have seen some of your works and I would like you to shoot me a music video. And I have, my music is here. And let's get started. So where do you start from? First, let's start with budget, right? Before you actually, I know that this part actually really goes at the end of your video treatment and scripting and stuff like that. But the first thing that I usually ask artists is how much is your budget? Because sometimes you can come up with a really cool idea, you know, the time frames that you want to shoot the video, a cool idea, but when you send that idea, the client likes it, but they don't have enough budget, you know? Sometimes you really want to fight to see a private jet in your video, like, okay, I think this concept, I'll need a private jet here, you know? I'll need some of those G-Wagons here. I'll need some of those mansions here. But after you send that script, the artist then tells you to say, hey, man, I don't know where I'm going to get a private jet. I don't know where I'm going to get a helicopter. I don't know where I'm going to get all this kind of stuff. So me, I'm always upfront. When a client for music video, they approach me, I usually ask them, how much do you want to spend on this music video? So there are people who are completely clueless. Maybe it's a new artist, it's their first video. They have no idea how much music videos would cost, because the costing of music videos is not really the money you pay to me. You know, the money that you pay to me is really changed compared to the whole budget of the video itself, right? You're gonna need models, you're gonna need props, you're gonna need stylists, you're gonna need all those kind of stuff that I'm gonna be explaining. So the first thing is, before you actually go and start creating a script and a treatment for the video, have an idea of the budget so that you create a realistic script, you know? So that you create a realistic script. So that is the first thing that I usually ask my clients. So, okay, you wanna shoot, how much budget do you have here? If they don't know, they are newbies, it's their first time, spend at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes and explain to them everything that they can expect in the video. Because some people, when they say, oh, okay, we wanna shoot a music video, what is your standard rate? I'll tell them, okay, it's 1,500 US dollar. Okay, then they'll start asking you, does it come with models? Does it come with props? Does it come with all this kind of stuff? So the first conversation you need to have budget-wise. I can create this video for you, I can go through the scripting and stuff, but give me a rough idea of the budget. So after you get the idea of the budget and you know your limitations when it comes to scripting, then you can proceed to the next level. I think this next level is where videographers actually don't really pay attention to, you know. I usually call it the immersion or the understanding of the track itself. So I would ask the artist to send me the song and I'll listen to that song over and over repeatedly so that I can get the mood of the song, I can get the rhythm, I can get the lyrics, narratives, I can get the emotional core of the song, right? You get the vibe of the song. And also make sure you ask them, You know, what genre is this song? What genre of music is it? So when they give you the genre, for me, I know genres of, I know when it's rumba, I know when it's R&B, I know when it's reggae, I know. So at least you also need to understand the genre of the kind of song that they want you to do. So that first step is very crucial. Once you pass the budget, ask them to send you the song. Listen to that song on repeat. Make sure the song gets through you. Get into the vibe of the song. And a side note though, some songs are just terrible. Some songs are just really bad. So it's not all the songs that you should really put your works on, you know. These days I'm so picky when it comes to the songs. Someone can send me their song, I'll listen to it, I'm like, the mixing of this song was not good. You know, I don't see where it fits in the kind of work that I do. You know, maybe they're just really upcoming. Sometimes they are really professionals, but maybe what they're singing doesn't really resonate with me. And sometimes I actually really reject. I'll say, you know what, I'm fully booked for all this time. Maybe you can look for another videographer. Because some of the stuff, some of the reels that I've seen, including myself, I've been a victim of it. Because for me, I never really used to care about the song itself. I just really wanted to go there, boom, and show my skills, show my good camera movements, my lighting and stuff like that, you know. After you do all that work and the video is out, people will be like, oh man, this is the most ridiculous music video that we have seen for the longest time. But you look at the video, you see, but these images are really great, man. These visuals are great. They're not talking about your visuals. Because one thing you need to know is music is half of the viewing experience. This thing, as a videographer, you need to grow with it. It has to become your second nature. The sound, the music, whatever that music that accompanies your images, it's half of the viewing experience. So sometimes the song can really be good, catchy, people can dance to it. Even if you put like really average visuals there, people wouldn't really mind because they already like the song. But if they bring you a very bad song, it doesn't matter how much visuals you're gonna put there. You know, people just write it off as, oof, this is not a nice video. This is not a nice song, you know. So make sure you get that. So make sure you rhyme. You rhyme to the song, you vibe to the song, get the mood of the song, and the lyrical narratives of the song. Try to listen to what the artist is trying to sing before you even start touching on how to create the script. And then after you have really gotten the idea, the whole scope of the song, you know the emotional core of the song, then get in touch with the artist or the artist's management, you know. Try to understand who they are. I know this is not related, but very soon you're gonna see where they fit, right? Try to look at them on their social media. Try to see what they post. Try to see what is their branding. You know, what is their branding, how they want to present themselves. You know, there are some artists that I have shot in the past. I didn't even ask them these things, but I just went through their vibes, through their social media, tried to do a little bit about a research about them. And I discovered, okay, this guy likes the vibes of Rema in Nigeria. Or this guy likes the vibes of Joe Boy. Or this guy likes the vibes of Casper Nyovest, or this guy. So by trying to actually understand their vibe, their branding, and what they are aspiring to be, it can actually really start to set you in the right direction, especially on concept-wise, you know. Then you start looking at those artists that inspires them. And I usually follow this research by asking the artist a couple of questions, like who inspires you the most in this industry? Like who do you want to be like, you know, who, at which standard? I know that you want to create your own brand and stuff like that, but what inspires you? Like, what is your end? What is your peak end? Like, what is your vision like? I always have these small discussions with my artists to try and understand where they are coming from and where they are going, you know? And then I have the song, I have listened to it, I've gotten the vibes, I've gotten the genre. Then I'll ask the artists, do you have a specific ideas and concepts about this song? Because music usually starts in the studio. You know, there's something that inspires artists to write this music. So what inspired you to write this music? What message were you trying to put across? And what target audience is this music really targeted from your own perspective? So you have these sort of conversations with the artists. You know, that cannot even really take you a lot of time. For me, it takes me roughly 20, 25 minutes, which is really good because when I'm going to write the script, it will help me not to come out of what they're envisioning themselves to be. You know, sometimes you can just really go there and create a script. When they look at it, since they don't know, they might just really go ahead with it. And after the video is shot, I have had such situations. After the video is shot, you like it, you like the colors, you like everything. They'll be like, ish, I didn't really like the video much, you know, because now this video is making me look like Rema. But ish, that is not my direction. That is not where I'm going. So this discussion is really important. Try to get some few ideas from the artist themselves. So for some of you usually ask me, so how do I come up with an idea? How do I come up with a concept? How do I come up with, where do I start from? It starts from the music itself, because the music is the one that carries the message. It is the one that should be your guide in creating or in coming up with an idea and stuff like that. Of course, I'm gonna talk about how you come up with a concept and ideas and stuff like that, where you get all those concepts and stuff like that. But the core value is the song itself, right? So after you do that, you go through the messaging of the song. You know, for me, I've been so lucky that I have done videos for most African artists, different countries, speaking different languages and stuff like that. So if it is someone that comes to me, like I've shot a lot of music videos for Zimbabwean artists. I even won Best Videographer of the Year in Zimbabwe. Most of my videos have won Best Videos of the Year in Zimbabwe. And guess what? I don't understand Shona. And these guys, they just sing in Shona. So as you are trying to talk to the artist, make sure you get the message clear. Let them explain to you what the song is really all about. You know, sometimes the artist will just give me a one-sentence explanation of their song. Oh, in this song, I'm singing about, I was doing well, then I blundered, then people are judging me. Then from there, I'll see what concept I can come up with, because I already know the meaning of the song and stuff like that. But most of the time, if you are working with an artist who sings another language, it is always better you get someone who understands that language. You know, don't ask the artist so many questions. Okay, so in verse 1, what did you say? Okay, repeat that one again. By you doing, like, going back and forth with them, asking so many questions, they might start to think that maybe you don't know what you are doing. Maybe you don't really just understand your work. So it's always better you have a sneak peek of somebody who understands that language. Ask them those questions like, okay, bro, you understand Shona, right? Listen to this song and explain to me exactly what it means. Even though you asked the artist, they explained briefly, you got the idea and stuff like that, you get where they are going and stuff like that. But for you to write a detailed script, you need to understand the song at least minute by minute, because it's going to be really important in your script. All right, so now let's come to the next one, which is concept development. So the first part of the video, music video treatment, is actually you immersing yourself in the song, trying to understand it, trying to understand the artist, trying to understand the music, trying to understand the mood, the lyrical content of the song and stuff like that. That's the first part. Second part, after you have understood that, then you come now to concept development. So before I get into that, let's see if you guys have some questions. And let's see if what I'm explaining is making sense. Sometimes, as a person who is teaching, you can just really go in your elements and teaching people and telling them things that you understand in your own perspective. But those things are not making sense. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos like that. So if it's not making sense, guys, let me know. Then I explain. Maybe I'm just using, I'm not English. I'm struggling with English. I just wish I could speak these things in my native language. All right, let's go to your questions. I'm just going to read questions, maybe 2 minutes, then we get to the next part. Mr. Boyd Paul says, where are you? I'm in South Africa currently. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. If a client fails to meet the budget we decided to meet, what would be the best idea to do for him? Right, so when it comes to budget, music videos are not really like, if there is no budget, then there's nothing that you can do about it. That's where your experience and your skills comes in. You know, I have done videos that were supposed to be like a $50,000 budget, $25,000 budget, but on the day of the shoot, the artist, or when the time is getting closer, the timeline is getting closer, the artist says, you know what, Pedro, I didn't manage to raise everything, but I just managed to raise $5,000. What can we do? Then you go through the whole treatment and see what substitute. Maybe you wanted to hire a Maserati, which costs about $200. If it's not a Maserati, which next car is closer to looking like a Maserati, which will not take out the spot of Maserati, but cheaper? Then you start reducing those things. You can actually reduce the budget to where the artist is able to afford. But there are certain limits in my scripting that I would not really pass. If the artist wants to start reducing the budget, I can edit a few things there. Okay, instead of us using a 5-bedroom mansion, let's look for a 2 modern bedroom mansion that we can use. You know, you can cut budget to try and meet their budget. Of course, that is if you like the song, that is if you think this song is amazing, it's gonna make you feel like you're working with people who actually knows what they are doing, because some of the videographers actually have been taken out of the industry due to artists that cannot sing, due to artists that are not representing themselves well. You know, if you go and shoot an artist who is not serious with what they are doing, even people will say, hey, this artist who is not serious, this is the videographer. You know, I have had big artists who turned down. They liked my work, they saw my work, we went into the meeting and stuff like that. And when we get there, they start to see the circle of the kind of artist that I'm working with. With me, I'm very patient with anybody. I'm not trying to prove my skills to anybody. You know, I have worked with the highest people that I used to dream with. I've done Netflix shows. I have been part of bigger production. So at this point for me, it doesn't really matter what the artist thinks about me and stuff, but it also plays a crucial role. Like, okay, if this guy is always shooting these underground artists that, you know, they're just really like small kids and stuff like that, and I like his work, but he should be my videographer. Will people take me serious? Or will the people that he shoots take me serious? So some people might be like, So make sure you also understand your circle. All right. How many times can you recommend to shoot a music video? How many times? I don't know what you're talking about. To reshoot or the duration, the timelines. We are going to discuss those things in the script, but just make your question a little bit more clear. For me, if the artist hired me, I sent them the script, we agreed, we went and shoot, I'm not gonna reshoot it. He's gonna pay me all my money, I'm not gonna reshoot everything. I'm not gonna reshoot it unless they want to pay me to do another concept that maybe someone sent to them after they've seen my work. I'm like, no, Pedro, I think we have another concept. Can we shoot? Actually, the 2 music videos that I shot like that, they paid me everything I shot. And after that, I think we used someone's mansion and the wife didn't like it. They said, I cannot put my video, my house into this kind of music videos. So the artist was like, you know what? Instead of that concept, can we take it out and let's shoot another concept and stuff like that. So that would be the only circumstances through which I can reshoot a video. But for me, if I shoot a project, you know, after you shoot a project, you edit it, you send the artist, then they want to reshoot again, the feel is not going to be the same, you know. It's not going to be the same unless the money can compensate, then that's it. But if you are asking, put your question properly so that I can understand. Is it good for an artist to give you his or her idea for the script direction? 100%, 100%. In fact, if you meet such kind of an artist, it's really even good. But remember, you are an expert. They can just really be thinking about ideas and stuff like that, but you as the cinematographer, as the creative director, you have to sort of like guide them, not coming out from their script. Don't go there and try to take over their project. This is their project. So there are artists whereby, for me, I'll just really put the script in visual form, you know, like storyboards and stuff like that, so that people who are coming to the video, they can understand it, but the concept and the whole idea came from the artist themselves. That's why I usually ask beforehand, what ideas do you have about this song? And stuff like that. So I'm gonna, the next chapter, which comes to concept development, I'm gonna discuss a little bit about my process when it comes to that. Okay, I'm watching you live in Ghana. Thank you so much, Mr. Eben Pixel Photography. I have a question about script writing. Please ask. Today we are looking at the script writing and video treatment, music video treatment. So please ask your question. All right, let's see on Facebook if we have some people. That was TikTok. Mr. CMZW says, you have been teaching me for the past 2 years now, but only yesterday I got a challenge. I write the script, but when I get on set, the artist challenge my script and say I was in this industry for 20 years. Now I know what I am doing. Just shoot me. I lost my confidence. That happens a lot. You know, there was a very big celebrity that I was filming the other time. You know, his management who hired me, they actually know what I can do. So they respect me so much. They even told the guy that, hey, man, the guy who is coming, that guy is very sharp, you know. You would like his work. So when I show up on set, imagine the artist is belittling me, you know, like, okay. I'm trying to tell him, oh, my king, it's time for you to change. Let's get ready for your next scene. He's like looking at his phone as if he's not interested and stuff like that. Then I called him on the side to say, you know what? You have been in this industry, probably you have shot with bigger crews and stuff like that. But one thing you have to know now is for this music video to come out nicely and be proud of it, it is through my hand. So if you are not going to respect what I tell you, I might actually even leave this set because you are a big artist. If I do a poor job here, people will not blame you. You already have good works out there. And I'm trying to make sure that I match those works and possibly pass those works because you are a big artist. So if you are giving me this sort of attitudes, I'm not here because you are the only artist that I work with. I told him straight like that on the side. So let's learn to respect each other. I respect you as an artist, respect me as a person who is gonna do your work, and focus. You are the worst artist that I've worked with. You are the worst artist that I've ever shot. I told him straight like that, and I was very damn serious. And after that talk, man, the guy felt so ashamed, you know, felt so ashamed and stuff. And he comes back. This time we are actually really friends. Now he sees that, okay, now I've been playing with people. I think this boy, he's not that tight. He's damn serious about his work. When he came, he was very cooperative, you know, even things that are not necessary to ask me, he would ask me. So boss, so what do we do now? I think I like this shot, you know, because every time I shoot, I'll show him the clip. Do you like this one? Yeah, I think I like it. Tell me if you don't like it. Don't be afraid. No, I like it, boss, I like it. So make sure as the person who has been hired, right, you know your story, you know what you are doing. They hired you, they came to you. Make sure you don't get intimidated by those kind of remarks. You know, for me, I'm very quick. Even when I was in Zimbabwe, I actually packed my camera, you know. It takes a lot of time for you to prepare the whole shoot and stuff. Then you find someone on set giving remarks and stuff like that. You can tolerate them to some point, but if they start to cross the boundaries of your creative perspective, your visual styling and stuff like that, these are things that you discussed with them. When you get on set, that's why it's very important. You talk to the artist beforehand, you get ideas, you get where they're coming from, where they're going, who inspires them, what they want to achieve, what is their target audience, and stuff like that. Once you get that out of the way, I'm sure by the time you get on set, you will not have such kind of problems. Mr. Director, Designer, Boy says, I didn't know it till today. You are blessed, my brother. Thank you so much. Mr. Fabian says, how many MB of a video it must be when we are exporting the music video in Adobe Premiere Pro? For me, usually, remember I work with a lot of bigger artists. Most of these artists, usually they want their video to be played on Trace TV, Movie TV, OTV, and stuff like that. So usually, how long the video, how big the video should be, the station itself will give you all the settings, the export settings for your video. They'll tell you, okay, we want the video to be MOV, the codec must be MOV, or the format must be MOV, frame rate must be 25 frames per second, resolution must be HD, because even if you shoot on 4K and that video is going to go on TV in Africa, there's no broadcasting station that is broadcasting in 4K. So you're going to have to downscale that video to HD and send it to them. So usually for me, final exports of my video, it also goes with the bitrate of the video itself. You know, so if I'm exporting something that is in HD, usually the bitrate that I usually set for that video is usually 20 megabits per second, right? If it is in 4K, usually the bitrate that I normally set is 60 megabits per second. So depending on how long the song is, the bitrate is the one that is going to determine the size. So if you are exporting a 4K resolution video, I would always advise that on your export, especially in Premiere Pro, on the target bitrate, put it to between 50 and 60 megabits per second. It's going to give you the smallest file size, not as small as it's small, the smallest file size that has got highest quality. But if you want to crank it maybe to 80 megabits per second, 100 megabits per second, the file size is going to be bigger and the quality is going to be good. It's going to be even more good. But the higher the bitrate, the more the video might even struggle to play even on your device, on your laptop, on your phone and stuff like that. So the safest, the ones that I normally use, usually is 60 megabits per second. And if I'm exporting a video that is between 3 and 4 minutes, that should give me 1.7 gigahertz, 2 gigs max. This last point is an eye-opener. Thank you, sir. Indeed, I'm happy to be part of this class. You are welcome. You are welcome. We haven't even started. We haven't even started, guys. I'm going to show you some cool stuff that you really need to know when it comes to music videography. Thank you so much. Yes, what are you? Yes, what you are explaining to us, we are understanding very well, and it's so true. Thank you so much, Mr. Fabian. Which best software to create script? For me, I actually use Microsoft Office when I'm creating script, but I'm going to show you, that is what I was using before. You know, with a script, usually you just actually really write everything that is needed for the video, and if you have some supporting pictures to support your concept, you can just really import them there and export it as a PDF. But mostly, since I'm so graphical, you'll see the template, you'll see one of my scripts that I created. Since I'm so graphical and I want everything to be explained in the shortest period of time using images and stuff like that, I normally use Adobe Photoshop to do all the graphical work, and then I'll export the document as PDF and send it to the artist. All right, you are Mr. Eras Kelly Sika says, you are a legend, boss. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Brighton says, Guru, I am connected. Thank you so much. I'm watching from Malawi. This is Mr. Moses. Thank you. Let's have some questions. You are helping me a lot. This is Mr. Maxwell. Thank you so much. Mr. Arube Ngambela, watching all the way from my hometown, Zambia, Western Province, Mongo, Lokolo, Nilivelezi, Zakamwali Ziva. Thank you so much, Mr. Arube. You see, one thing when it comes to the artists, This is Mr. Arube. He's an artist that actually made my videography really have relevance in my city. When I did his album, videos for his album, those videos were like hits, like really hits. We are talking back in 2010, if I believe, 2010. And guess what? After I left Zambia and stuff, he tried to do some videos, but he likes my touch better. He feels like I understand him better, to an extent that he had to wait. Guys, I'm not lying. He's here, he's watching. He had to wait for 10 years until I'm back in Zambia for me to start working on his videos again. And this year I'll be in Zambia, and he's one of the first artists, if not the first of the artists, one of the first artists that I'm gonna work with him in Zambia. That is really inspiring. So once the artist, and it's not only him, we have got artists like Mr. Knox from Zimbabwe. He will never shoot, no matter how much you come with your own cameras, with your biggest crew and stuff. The only time that Mr. Knox can shoot a video with another videographer is if I'm not available and I'm gonna take time, because sometimes I can go 6 months out, and within that 6 months, usually he can even wait for a year and say, I'm just gonna wait for Pedro to come. Not because I'm really good, right? There are so many talented videographers. I'm not even putting myself in that level. But I really understand the artist, where his vision, and that part is really so important. I have got many artists like that I still work with. That's why you don't see me bothering myself going online. If you want a music video, come and shoot. I already have my own artists, and those artists, they're making videos. I just shot a very big artist. I'm not going to mention his name. I just shot him 2 videos, and he's one of the biggest artists in Africa. Biggest artists, you know. He enjoyed the way I worked with him. I was not even the director. I was just the camera operator on that set, because for some reason, the director of that video liked my movements and stuff like that. But just looking at how I was working, I was asking him questions. Every time after I shoot a scene, I'll ask him, do you like it? Should we repeat it? Are you satisfied with it? Those things, he understood that this guy actually really understood the script. Sometimes the director will make some errors here and there, and we'll be talking to say, you know what, instead of us to shoot it this way, why can't we shoot it this way? And then the artist will be like, this guy, I want you to be part of my team. I'm like, you know, you are too late, my king. I am very committed to so many people now. I cannot be really cornered to work for one artist. I really wanted this opportunity 5 years, 3 years ago. But anytime you have a shoot and you want me to be there, I'll be more than happy. I love that guy's songs. When they come out, I'll make sure I'll share those songs. One of my favorite. All right, let's see YouTube if we have more questions on YouTube. Oh, today we've got a lot of people and it's late, man. According to my budget, what is the correct choice when I want to buy a camera? Of which choices are new Canon 600D or second-hand Canon 60D? Which is the best choice? Yazidu from Tanzania. I think the best choice would be the Canon 600D, because the Canon 60D is an old camera. Not saying that it's not good, but the processor of that camera, the sensor, the version of the sensor in that camera, the engine, you know, I think it's using a Venus engine or something like that. It's a little bit outdated. So I'd really go with a newer technology like the Canon 600D, because it benefits a lot from the newer technology. So that is the camera that I would choose. Mr. Van 256 Photography says, you are really making a lot of sense. Thank you so much. I'm watching from Soweto, boss. Please share your WhatsApp details. We have orders, my king. Thank you so much. This is Mr. Tsitsi. Oh man, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing your names, but I'm just gonna call you Mr. T. Thank you so much. Mr. Maxwell says you are a blessing master. Thank you so much, Mr. Maxwell. Okay, so let's come to the next item. The next item is the concept development, right? When it comes to the concept development, if you get the concept wrong, trust me, it's not gonna, there is nothing good that you are going to do in front if the concept is wrong. You know, you find that maybe it was supposed to be a happy video, maybe it's a party video, then you get a concept of somebody which is really far from really being a party video. It doesn't really matter what you are going to do in front there. The video is going to really look bad. So when it comes to the concept, you have spoken with the artist, you have listened to the music, you get the message, you get all those kind of stuff. Then you start to come up with ideas based on your understanding of the things that I've spoken above, right? You come up with a style. You come up with symbolic elements and stuff like that. And how I come up with this stuff, guys, that's why I said make sure you understand the genre. Up to date, there is no video that is going to come to me, a music video that is going to come to me and I'm just going to, oh, okay, I understand the artist, the message and stuff like that. When it comes to concept, I like to go on YouTube, look at other artists that are in that same genre, see what they are doing. Obviously, the artist in the first topic I discussed, they'll give you their inspiration, you know. You can be singing reggae and then the person who inspires you is an R&B artist. Obviously, if you are singing reggae, then there's other reggae artists that inspires you. Go and look for their latest work. See what kind of concept. Maybe the guy, he likes that particular artist as an inspiration because of the kind of visuals that he's doing. So that one gives you already an idea of what you are supposed to come up with. So watch at least 10 different videos in the same genre of the music video that is before you. Go there, look at what other directors are doing. Because you know what? When it comes to concepts, guys, there is no concept that is completely new. You know, each and every concept, it will always have some resemblance. You know what they say in the Bible, that there is nothing that, everything that has been done, everything that is being done now has been done before in one way or the other. So sometimes watching other people's works, sometimes you could have created a concept that is exactly similar to another videographer somewhere. So it will look like you copied, even if it was your original idea. So by going through other people's works, trying to understand them, even me now, if you send me a song now today, I'll go through, if it's an amapiano beat, I'll go through a lot of amapiano songs just to see what other directors have been able to create and to see what would look like as if I didn't copy. Because you can come up with this really cool idea. Okay, this video, I want it to be in a boat, in a yacht with a lot of babes around drinking wine, you know. That is your own idea. But if you go and search and look at other people's videos, you will see that exact replica of your idea. You might even think, maybe I copied, but you know that you didn't copy. So by going through other people's works, it will give you some ideas if you are completely blank when it comes to ideas, as well as trying to give you some boundaries in terms of your concept to say, okay, I had this sort of the same idea, but how do I twist it to make it look like I didn't copy? It's very important. And then come up with several ideas, at least 5 different ideas. You know, there's different ways that you can do a romantic video. You know, some maybe you can do it in the boat, some you can do it maybe people were suffering but they are in so romance, some you can do it maybe these people were soldiers. There's different types of ways you can do a particular video. So come up with at least 5 different ways. Write them down. That's why you see I always have a notebook with me just to scratch some ideas. Okay, I think, oh, what about this idea, this idea, this idea? I'll write 5 ideas down. Then I'll start looking at those ideas. Which of these ideas best suit this message based on what I've spoken about in the first topic? The messaging of the song, the vibe, the mood. Which one of these 5 ideas best suits? So you refine your ideas, right? And then after you refine your ideas, maybe to 2 ideas, then you come up with a central, with the one that is really next to the song. After that, you actually discover that you have a perfect idea and concept. So when it comes to the concept, you get the concept from other people, you know. It's always very important that you look at what other videographers are creating and start creating your own, you know. Some ideas, like I said, might be a repeat. By looking at other people's projects, you might actually avoid to look like you are a copycat. At the same time, you might actually get a really good inspiration. There are certain things that maybe you didn't even think about. You see another director did it, and you like the way they did it. Then you come up with a way that you yourself, you're going to do it. It's really amazing and it's very easy. So if you follow that structure, then we come to the next topic. Now you have a solid idea. Now we are coming to writing the script and the video treatment. And this is the core purpose of this live stream, right? Correct. Should I continue or I should answer your questions? All right. I haven't checked questions from TikTok. Why is it when I shoot my footage are clear, but on output, they lose resolution? So you have to understand a little bit about video editing and also the settings that you are using to export your video. Very important. I have a course that is dedicated to video editing and everything, where I describe things that are so important to videography, like bitrate, frame rates, resolutions, all those kind of stuff, codecs, formats, all those kind of stuff are explained in that course, Video Editing Pro. So you can first understand all those things, because it's not necessarily that there's something wrong. You are the one who is actually exporting with the wrong settings. All right, Mr. Labsman says, I agree with you, bro. Thank you so much. Or Mr. Pro Zakia says, after a day, what do you do? Okay, I think this is a follow-up questions where he was asking, how long do you have to reshoot? So make sure there isn't really any lots of room. You know, there's always room for an error, but make sure that gap, room for error, is really so slim, right? So that you don't have to repeat yourself. Make sure everybody, as I'm gonna be showing you the script, by the time this broadcast is over, you're gonna know exactly that you wouldn't really have to repeat a shot. It's either you wait until everything is okay, or once you shoot, there will be no need for you to repeat because you did the right thing. All right, please share the live stream. If you are enjoying this work that I'm doing, please share the live stream so that other people can join. Let's see if we have questions here. Can you tell me when you often do live on YouTube? This whole week, I'm doing live streaming. Please just try to follow me on other social media. On Facebook, I'm there as San Pedro. Just type San Pedro. You're gonna see a guy with this hat. That's me. On TikTok, I'm as San Pedro Official. So anytime I'm going live, this is where I usually really like post. Guys, today I'm going live at this time. So if you are following me, at least you'll be able to know. But for this whole week, I'll be going live. Probably the whole of February, I'll be going live, just teaching this kind of stuff. And if there's any topic that is really troubling you and you wanted me to go in details about it, you can just comment it. Maybe tomorrow we are going to look at it. I was not supposed to be teaching about music videos today, but someone requested, 3 people requested it in my last live yesterday. That's why we are talking about it. All right, we don't have questions. Let's go to the treatment. Mr. Stanley Life Visual says, your ideas have made me improve on another level concerning videography. Thank you so much, Mr. Stanley. Anyone to follow me? I'm a beginner photographer. I will follow back immediately. This is Iconic Reigns Studios. If you're interested to follow him, guys, go and show him some love. But once you just start putting up good works, trust me, people will just really follow. Thank you so much, Mr. Wise. I'm Stanley from Zimbabwe. This is Moses. Mr. Moses Kalinde says between Canon 200D Mark II and Canon 750D, which one is good for shooting videos? I haven't really used the Canon 200D for a lot. I remember I had that camera. I actually gave it away. I had that camera for my behind the scenes. I believe it shoots only, it doesn't shoot, the biggest drawback with it was it doesn't shoot 1080p at 60 frames per second. So if you want to shoot something at a higher frame rate, you have to bring the resolution down to 1280 by 720, like half HD. So I would always advise that if you are still using HD camera, at least let it shoot at 60 frames per second, because it will give you smooth slow motion. So at the same time, I haven't really gone through the Canon 750D, but I think the few time that I touched that camera, I think it can shoot 60 frames at 1080p. So I would choose the Canon 750D. So what am I trying to explain here is go through the specs, right? What specs matters to you the most in a camera? What are the standard specs that you would really like to go with if you have that kind of a camera? So the specs that looks better among these two is the one that you should choose. All right. All right, so let's come to creating the video script. I'm gonna walk you through the script that I created and explain to you everything, how I came up with that script, and showing you exactly what I usually involve in my script. It's a rough script that I shot for a music video that is already in editing right now. But before I show you the sample script, I just want you to go through some stuff that are so important, just for me to explain a little bit about this kind of stuff, so that when I show you the script itself, you'll be able to understand exactly. So after you have come up with a solid idea, you have the direction now, you can actually start putting it on the paper. You know, you can actually start putting it, whether you are using Microsoft Word, whether you are using Photoshop, whichever documentation that you want to create it with, it doesn't really matter that much. As long as everything is clear, people can understand it, you can use any sort of a software to create your script. As long as it can write and be able to add some pictures, it doesn't really matter. So the first thing that I usually do is make sure on the script you write the title, the title of the song and the artist and you as the director, right? And then the most important part that I usually start with is, after you have gone through all the ideas and stuff like that, it will depend if the song needs to be accompanied by a storyline. You know, if it's a narrative visuals, you know, you can see this person is singing about a heartbreak. Maybe you want to create a story about someone who gets heartbroken to accompany the visuals, right? So once you have come up with a cool idea, the first thing is to on your script is to actually, in summary, in maybe one paragraph or two, write the synopsis, the whole idea of the whole video. You know, maybe it's someone who, it's a romantic music video where someone gets a heartbroken. Then you came up with an idea that maybe these people were happy together, and then at some point the man was cheating, he got caught, and then the girl got heartbroken, and they left. Just that part, write it clearly. That is the whole idea that you are going in. So just write the synopsis, one sentence. Don't write the whole full paragraph explaining a lot of stuff, you know. Just make it concise so that at least someone can have an idea of what you are trying to create. So that is the first thing that appears on my script, a brief description of the video or of the visuals that I want to create, right? So you also need to exactly know, especially on the narrative part, this is where a lot of videographers make a lot of mistake. You know, there are some videos like piano music videos, they don't really need a solid script most of the time. Usually it's just people are dancing and stuff like that, you know, from the beginning to the end, you know. So you just have to come up with the scenes, different types of scenes, so that the video shouldn't look boring and stuff like that. So That is one thing. But there are other videos that would really look better if there was a narrative accompanying the video, you know, the storyline and stuff like that. Describe it in that short 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph at max, if you want it to be a little bit detailed. Don't even really like go through all the details, because all the details will be put under as you are going, as you are writing, as you are blogging the scenes, and you are setting up all this kind of stuff, you know. So there you just really describe how you want the visuals to be like. And then also in your descriptions, this is now where it takes a lot of time, because this is actually how the video is going to appear. The visual style and some references. The visual style and some references. This is how you should do it, and I'm going to show you. So in the visual styles and some references, this is where you include when you are doing a research for your ideas, when you are looking at other people's videos and there's some things that you would want to copy from a certain particular video and stuff like that, you go through those things, you take the links of those videos, you know, you attach it in your storyboard or your visual explanation board, you know. So you attach some of those links. If maybe there's some cool scene that you want to create, maybe you saw it in another movie, you know, you put the reference of that movie in that, so that the artist or the management of the artist can understand exactly what kind of visuals you are trying to come up with, you know. Sometimes maybe it's an artwork that inspired you to say, oh, you know what, I would like to include something that looks like this artwork in this video. Whether it's a picture, whether it's a video clip, whether it's a link, include it on your script. I'm going to show you exactly how that is done. So, but these are some of the stuff that you need to get into, you know, that you need to know, you know, capture all those kind of references, reference videos, photography, films, all the references, capture all of them and make sure they also appear on your visual storyboard, so that people shouldn't really guess what you are trying to create. And that is exactly how I like to create my stuff. I'm even going to show you exactly like the shortest way that you can come up with a script. You know, nowadays there's AI. You know, you can use AI to come up with those stuff. I hope time will allow and I'll be able to get to that. But now I just really want you to know exactly what you must follow, whether with AI or without AI. All right. So make sure you create that, we call it mood boards, you know, the mood of the video, and go through it scene by scene. You know, when you are listening to the music video that you want to create a video for, it's very important that at least you listen minute by minute, you try to understand, you know, because one thing that I don't like when I'm creating music videos, and for some of you, if you have realized, I don't create the most amazing, super high duper quality videos. I don't even aim for that. I aim to actually really tell a story that is related to the music video. But I always make sure that my visuals are not boring. For some of you who are following me, I think I'm going to give you some of the artists that I've created videos for. If you go on those artists' page, only the videos that I created for them have got the most views, because I know exactly how to hook a viewer to a video. And I think that is why most artists actually like me a lot, because once I create a video, there's a high probability chance that that person who is going to watch that video, they're not going to stop it on the way. You know, I don't like to repeat scenes over again. The first scene appears in the last scene. You know, if it's a cool singing song, then that singing song appears from second number, from first second to the last second. It appears here and there. It creates boring. So make sure when you're coming with your visuals and your scenes, make sure you break it really good according to the resources that you have. You know, so if, for example, I'm going to just give you an example roughly, but you're going to see in the script. If, for example, I have managed to come with 8 scenes, 8 different scenes for that particular video, I'll make sure that if the song is 3 minutes, I'll divide that 3 minutes by 8 scenes. So you'll find that each scene will only last for about 20 seconds or 25 seconds. So I will introduce a scene and people will be like, oh wow, this is new. Before they get used to that scene, boom, after 25 seconds, there's another scene that comes in. After 25 seconds, there's another scene that comes in. And before they know it, they have already watched, because they'll be like, okay, I can't wait to see what next. I can't wait. So that is just really a cool editing trick, and I always incorporate that in my script. So I'll make sure that per each scene, I take enough footage. If that scene is going to appear for only 30 seconds, I make sure that I take enough different angles. Make sure the video is not boring, you know. Some people will say, okay, scene number 1, it is in the house. You find the artist, one line is just singing for 10 seconds. It's just singing. You are not cutting to anything. And also, you have to be very clever when you are cutting these videos. You know, just because you are cutting too much, changing pictures fast, it doesn't really make you like a very cool editor. Putting a lot of transitions and stuff like that, it doesn't make you a cool editor. But there's just a way. That's why my best trick when it comes to shooting music videos is movement. You know, if you take a static shot like this, like what you are seeing now, and I'm singing to the camera, I'm busy, whether it's a rap, for 20 seconds, it's going to be boring. But if I introduced movement in this clip, maybe it's a nice parallax movement, even though I want the artist to appear for a little bit longer. But as long as the clip is somewhat moving, maybe the angle is very stylistic and stuff like that, you are actually trying to retain the viewer's attention. Because if I'm creating a parallax movement, the background is moving, you find that maybe the viewer is tired of looking at the artist. They might be looking at the background lightly to say, oh, okay, I saw there was a green flower here, and then before you know it, there's a blue flower. Those things are just happening in one shot, in one movement. It makes the clip or the scene or that shot very dynamic, not boring. That is if you want to hold. But in that scene, make sure you don't make it boring. That is some cool trick. I'm going to explain more about that things later. All right, so one of the things that you need to include, I've spoken about you getting references from other videos, links, a mood, and then start creating a mood board. But this is where now a lot of videographers who are doing music videos, they lose it. After you get all those references, of course, they're going to come with their own color tones, with their own looks, with their own, they just really support the mood, but they look different, right? That's when the other thing that you need to include on your script is the color palette, you know? The color palette, I've been talking about the color palette for the past broadcast, especially those people who are interested in color grading. You know, this is really crucial. Most people look like, oh no, I'm just going to shoot, then I'll do color grading later. It's a wrong way of doing things. At this stage, this is when you are supposed to come with how the video is going to look when it is done. You know, so you come up with a color palette. A color palette, in the most layman's understanding, I'll just describe it as the dominant colors that you want to see in the video. You know, to create a sort of like a theme. There are videos whereby from A to Z, everybody's just wearing white. I've created videos like that before. There are videos whereby from A to Z, everybody's wearing red. You know, I'm trying to come up with a theme. And a color palette is the one that directs me with the direction with regards to what colors should appear in the video. What are the dominant colors that should appear in the video? If, for example, I have, okay, this is a Valentine's theme video, right? Okay, so there will be a lot of red. So maybe the main artist can put on red, the supporting artist in the background, or maybe there are some extras, they should put red in a way. The background, maybe this is where maybe the background, I should, you know, put a few light of red to change the mood of the room and stuff like that. All those things, you need to describe them in the script. The color palette, what colors do you want to be dominant in this video? That is very important. Then next is lighting. Someone was asking me, I should touch a little bit about lighting, right? So after you come up with the mood of the video, the color palette and stuff like that, then lighting. What type of lighting am I going to use in this video? How am I going to light this video to come up with the mood that I want, to come up with the atmosphere that I want for this video? That is where people miss it when it comes to color grading music videos. Because this is actually you color grading on set. You know, okay, because of the theme that I'm going, I want a backlight with a blue light, you know, and then on that corner, I want an orange light. All these things, they come in the planning. So when you go on shoot, it's just execution. When you go in color grading, it's just really adjusting a few things, you know. Most of the biggest movies that you have watched, it's not like, oh no, they took 2 years to just color grade. No, all those look that you saw, it was created in the planning, just like what I'm explaining here. All right. And then after you come up with the lighting, and then someone was asking what kind of lighting for music videos, it really depends with the look that you are going for, with the type of the song that you are going for. You know, sometimes it can be like a club song. You know, maybe this guy pulls up in the club with a girl and then there's a lot of people. What mode is usually in the club? We have got different types of colored lights going on there. We've got a lot of those kind of stuff. That should motivate what kind of lighting is going to be great for that video. Just because I'm using this light on this video, it's a nice light, it's cool. It doesn't mean that on every music video I should carry this light. It means there's something wrong that I'm doing. So each and every video, it has got its own look, and that will motivate what kind of lighting. And if you plan your stuff nicely, like what I'm showing you now, you'll be able to know. Sometimes you find that you don't even have the colored lights. Maybe I want some sort of stage lights in this video. If you don't have those things, that will be your time to source it out somewhere else in order for you to create a solid video. If you don't have where to source it, include it in the script to say, okay, since you have agreed that we need to have a club scene, but we don't have really good lights, we need to add a budget for us to hire those kind of lights. And if you are in sync with the artist, trust me, they wouldn't mind. They'll tell you, okay, let's find them. Where are we going to hire them? You know, so that is all about lighting. But every time I'm shooting music videos, the backlight is usually the first light that I usually set. And then practical lights, you know, practical lights, these are lights that just really appear in your scene to create a different mood. Like those two lights that you can see in the background, those are practical lights. For some reason, I just really want them to appear on camera, because in filmmaking, if it's a movie, someone is shooting a movie and then you see a light inside the movie, unless it was just there to create maybe it's a lamp or something, but it is not right. It looks amateur for lights to appear in your video. But there are other lights that are so creative that we call practical lights to just really help elevate the mood. Maybe there's a video here, among these videos that I was showing you, I think there's a video here where you saw a lady seated in the bedroom and then there's a light, you know, a bed lamp on the side. Purposefully, I just let it be there, you know, to just really add some sort of cinematic feel to the picture that I'm trying to create. So make sure you have a bit of, especially when it comes to music videos and you're using artificial lighting, make sure you have some practical lights here and there to spice up things. The backlight, make sure it's always there. It's always there, no matter what, especially for music videos, especially when you are moving the camera and that backlight flashes on the lens, you know, it creates some sort of cool cinematic looks in some way. Hey, the rain is hard now, guys. I don't know if I should stop. I don't know if you are able to listen to the rain or you are still getting me, but the rain is so hard. But let me go really quickly. Then next, after you are done with your lighting, next is camera techniques. Guys, stop just picking your camera just because you have a cool idea and stuff like that. Stop just picking this idea of just picking the camera. I know what I'm going to shoot. You know, you have to also go through the camera techniques that you are going to use. You know, you need to look at what kind of camera angles am I going to use on this scene? What kind of camera movements am I going to use when it comes to this scene? Am I going to do some slow motion clips? Am I going to do some handheld shots? What kind of close-ups am I going to do? All those stuff really sits in your treatment. You have to know them before you actually go on set and start filming. Right. One of the most underrated, especially for upcoming music videographers, one of the most underrated part of music videos is the wardrobe. You know, don't just let your artist to show up with their clothes. The wardrobe must be very clear. Remember, I spoke about the color palette. Make sure you have an idea of what kind of clothes the artist is going to put on the set. You know, make sure you have a stylist, especially on the stylist. I think I touched it a little bit at the back, right? A stylist is very important. You as a person who is going to be filming, you might not be able to understand. For me, for example, I'm terrible when it comes to fashion. I'm sure maybe you have seen what I'm putting on. I am very terrible when it comes to fashion-wise, you know, because I'm not a person who likes fashion that much. You know, as long as something fits, I'll just take it and put. I don't really pay attention when it comes to fashion. So if you are like me and you shoot music videos, you are going to need a stylist to say, you know, there's these cool ideas that I want to shoot. You speak with your stylist. There's these cool ideas of this video that I want to shoot. And I want them to put like this, like Roman empires, you know, like those knights. At some point, I want them to put like this. The stylist will be able to know instantly. You show your stylist the color palette that you're working with. I want these colors to appear. I want them to wear white at this point. And then after white, maybe somebody dies. I want them to wear black at this point. The stylist will be able to know exactly how to style your artist. Make sure you actually advise your artists, because artists are the ones that have got a big problem when it comes to this. Just because they were wearing blink blink yesterday when they were in the nightclub and girls liked that outfit, say, hey, brah, I think I like this outfit. I think I want it to appear in my video. You know, if it doesn't fit in your color palette, in the kind of visuals that you want to create, tell them to say, this thing is not gonna work. I advise you to get a stylist to come and dress you, to come and choose clothes for you. This is going to actually, when it comes to location and styling, I think styling is the most important part. How an artist looks on camera is really very important. Really very important. So make sure you tick the wardrobe. You describe exactly the wardrobe and the kind of this, and you involve the stylist to come and style your artist. If you have a good sense of fashion, like some of you guys, I see a lot of videographers that have got really good sense of fashion, you can actually do that yourself. That's the only way that you realize that, as I was filming, the necktie was on the other side, or the bow tie wasn't really matching the shirt inside. Such kind of details, they look really underrated, but they are very important, because imagine after filming your video and then someone goes, hey, guys, look at the bow tie. The guy who was filming this video. You mean he didn't see this? And they'll blame the director the whole time. So make sure wardrobe and styling is on point. And then location. Make sure as you are writing your script, you also put the location. Of course, you have a solid idea of the song. You have gotten the mood. You know the visuals that you are going for. So the idea is to actually really look for a location that matches the kind of visuals you want to pull, you know. If you have a red theme and stuff like that, when you go on location, there's what we call location designing, you know. When you go, I think from next week, I'm going to just be posting behind the scenes, taking you, because I always take behind the scenes of my video, taking you through the whole process, because I usually take, when people they are doing makeup, when people they are doing set designing and stuff like that, when people are doing styling, I usually take all those content. I think I'm going to start showing you exactly what goes through. So sometimes you can walk in the location and then you find that It's a cool location. Maybe you wanted a vintage house. It's a really cool vintage house, but you can't just really get in there and set up your lighting and start shooting. Maybe it might need some touch-ups here and there. Okay, this is a vintage. Maybe we need a vase here, a vintage vase here. Or maybe we need a vintage chair here. Or maybe we need a vintage curtain here. Or maybe we need some vintage books, wardrobe here. You know, so that set of designing, those things that you are adding inside, they'll make a huge difference. Don't just show in on a location just because it's a music video and just shoot the way it is. At least try to find out how much you can adjust that location to sort of like suit the kind of visuals that you are trying to pull. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm still making sense. And then one of the other things, most underrated part is the makeup artist, right? Make sure, at least of all things that the artist cannot afford, make sure, let them even get their wife, if they can do a little bit of touch-ups. If they are girls, make sure they do a touch-up of makeup, you know. It might look, unless your story is, you know, you want to really show this village girl who is suffering, you know, makeup and stuff like that, unless it's going like that. But I see most videographers be like, no, just wipe yourself with tissue, you know, to remove reflection. But makeup also really adds a lot to the videos. And that's what I always tell people, like, what makes a good video is not just really the camera. And most videographers focus so much on the camera. What camera should I buy? What are the best specs? You can get the camera with the best spec, the most expensive camera, but if you're not paying attention to some of this stuff, trust me, you are headed for a disaster. All right, and then the other things that I usually include in my videos. The other things that I usually include in my videos is characters. Don't just allow the artist to bring his friends and his side chicks. Hey, you know, there's a side chick that I was sleeping with 1 week ago. I think she can look good on the video and stuff like that. You have to come up with all the characters. So as you are writing the script, I'm going to show you a sample script. We just want to go through it. But once you see that script, then you understand why I arranged it in that way, right? So make sure if it's a club scene, of course, you're going to need extra people there. You're going to need some characters. You're going to need some main actors, some supporting actors. Maybe someone was entering, maybe this artist, you know, made a lot of money. Now he's going to drink that money in the club and stuff. Maybe he's going with this chick, very nice chick and stuff like that. That's someone who is going to be opening the door for them when they are entering. It's part of your shoot. Don't just go there and use the bouncer there. At least put him in the script and make sure you send this script to everybody. You send this treatment to everybody who is involved in the video. So briefly describe the characters of that video and their roles. That is what we call the script. So we're going to have San Pedro coming in with a gun. Okay, cool. You send that script to me. I know exactly what kind of a gun am I going to be carrying, if I'm going to come with a gun on set and stuff like that, and what will I be doing with that gun. Make sure people know exactly when they are showing up on set, make sure they know exactly what they are coming to do. A lot of videographers, they'll go there, okay, we are going to need 5 people, at least 2 ladies and 2 guys. And those people just show up on set and like, okay, so what are we going to do? Then as a videographer, I think you look like you have muscles, so you have to be the door bouncer. I think you... All right, guys, I don't know if we are still tuned in. You see what I was talking about, this rain? Sometimes when it rains in this studio, the switch usually trips. So it tripped for some reason. So I don't know if the live is still going on or it has cut. What camera do I need as a starter? I think I did 3 lives where I spoke about beginner cameras. Yesterday I was talking about cheap cameras that you can buy. Just watch that live, and if you are interested to buy any camera, just take my number, WhatsApp number. If there's any camera that you are interested in, I have about 20 units of camera, different types of cameras that I'm selling. So if you're interested in any camera, today one guy bought the GH5, another guy I think is coming tomorrow to buy the GH5. These cameras have already started going. So when it comes to exactly what kind of camera you need as a beginner, I think I've done 2 live streams on your spare time, because I was answering a lot of questions. I think you're gonna get a lot of value from those live streams. All right, but I'll just describe to you, if you are getting a camera in 2025 right now to start with, I think get a camera that can shoot in HD at 60 frames per second, and which can shoot at least in 10-bit. If it doesn't shoot 10-bit, at least there's several ways that I've described in my course how you can, like create really good content even with an 8-bit camera. But yeah, as far as specs wise go, if you are a total beginner, make sure you get a camera that has got good autofocus. Make sure you get a camera that has got good low light performance. Make sure you get a camera that has got really good color science. And I usually recommend people to get between Canon cameras and Sony cameras. Canon camera like the Canon M50, the Sony ZV-E1, the Sony ZV-E10. Those cameras are really good for beginners. Cameras like, like old cameras, second hand, you actually find them cheaper, like the Canon 70D, such kind of stuff. But I spoke a lot about those kind of cameras in my previous live streams. For some of you who wants to get in contact with me, my number is in my bio across each and every platform. If you go Facebook, in my bio, there is my number there, my website and everything. If you go TikTok, in my bio, you'll see my number, my website, and my YouTube channel. If you go on YouTube, About section, you'll see my website, my social media handles, my numbers, and all those kind of stuff. Mr. Axis Media says, love you, bro. Keep doing what you are doing. Thank you very much. Do we have questions on Facebook? We can still hear you. That is Mr. Lee Maposa. Thank you so much. Mr. Elton says we are still on. We are still getting you. It's quite loud and clear to us. Thank you so much. We can get you, sir. Following from Nairobi, Kenya, that's Mr. Randy Clinton. Thank you. Is it every time you shoot video on flat? Never, never at all. That's why when you get your mood, when you get the kind of look that you are going for, you'll be able to know exactly what kind of picture style you should also use. All these things comes with the camera techniques. So as you are writing your script, you will be able to know, okay, for this video, for this look that I'm going for, I think standard picture profile will work. In my course for color grading, I have done color grading to different types of picture styles, bit depth, and stuff like that. And I have so many tutorials on my YouTube channel about those kind of stuff. So it really depends on the mood, because each and every video, music video, is different. It's really different. All right. Great session. I'm ready to roll. This is Mr. Sibusiso Simbi. Thank you so much. I am from South Sudan. Mr. Peter. This is my namesake. Do you know that Pedro? Pedro is a Portuguese name. I'm Portuguese, actually. I'm Angolan by birth. So Pedro means the rock. Pedro is the rock. So if I grow up to a certain stage, when I become a Madala, they'll start calling me Mr. Peter. But I don't think that will change because people would know me already as Mr. Santos Pedro. All right, so Mr. Peter here, my namesake, is asking, Canon EOS 7 C70 cinema camera, is it good for wedding shoot and video clips? That is a beast of a camera. That is a beast of a camera. That camera shoots 120 frames per second in 4K. very good autofocus. It's a cinema camera. It has got XLR cables. That is a really solid camera, a beast of a camera. Mr. Jordan says, too bad I'm late today. Sorry, I'm the one who was late. Sir, you are making us improving so much, beginners. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Dozero. Your ideas have made me. Thank you so much. I've answered these questions. Mr. Moses, yes, sir. When are you coming to Zambia? I'm coming to Zambia after Nigeria trip. I think that will be in April. So in March, I'll be going to Nigeria. I have a couple of projects there to film. So it's going to be amazing. Mr. J&H Vision Pro says there is a buzzing sound from your mic. So maybe that buzzing sound, because it's raining heavily, maybe it's coming due to that. Someone else confirm, please, so that if it is a problem with the reception, we can fix it. I'm about to finish. All right, Mr. Moses says you are my inspiration. Thank you so much. All right, guys, let me show you a sample script before this electricity trips, so that at least you can get the whole point of this script writing. At least if I can get this one out of the way, I think you should be good. All right, here is a music video script that I was creating for a musician, Mr. Knox Gooney. This is a video that I recently shot. I'm just going to show you exactly how I usually do it. And please, at this point, just really pay a lot of attention. A lot of attention. So the first thing that I usually do is to write the name of the song and the artist's name, just like I was explaining to you, and then the concept of the video. So this song is in Shona. I don't hear Shona. So I just asked the artist to try and translate for me a bit what he means in the song. Since he's the artist that I've been working with, I already know a lot of other stuff that I've already described to you. So those things, I didn't really go through them. I just asked him to narrate the song to me. So the song, Sevamwe, Knox, it's on YouTube. The video, the official video is not yet out, but the audio is out. He explained to me to say, sometimes in this song, all that I'm talking about is I'm a human being. Sometimes I also make mistakes. That is what is singing in the song. So how did I put it in the script? So the concept that I came for this script, I just don't know if, let me try to zoom, because I want you to read word by word. Right. So the concept of the video, this is how I write my concept, right? The video depicts the fall from grace of a successful musician due to a scandal and the subsequent struggle with public judgment, right? So he gave me the meaning of the song. I came up with this idea that, okay, he was a really good musician. People loved him. He was, you know, selling out stadiums and stuff like that. And then there's a scandal that happens. Maybe some of his nude pictures are being posted on social media, and everybody now is disappointed. Because of that scandal, the record label that he's with, they pull out from the deal. He loses his house, and people, they are seen mocking him on the street. The guy goes into suffering, and he's talking about, I'm also a human being. Don't judge me. Sometimes we make mistakes. So the artist makes a mistake. You can see the concept that I come with aligns with the song straight, and that is one of my biggest strength when it comes to these music videos. You know, I don't really go and come up with a crazy concept that is difficult to understand. I'll just really get the way the song is. I'll come up with an idea exactly how the song is. You know, so in the first page here, I write the concept. You can see, like, it's just a short line. It doesn't really have to be like a long thing. So the concept says the video depicts the fall from grace of a successful musician due to a public scandal, right, and subsequent struggle with the public judgment and self-doubt. So the artist begins to doubt himself in the video, like maybe I was not really due for this. You can see even the visual style. I've already written my visual style here. A stark contrast between the initial fame and the subsequent downfall, right? So there's high energy in the video at the beginning, glamorous visuals, juxtaposed with grit, realistic scenes of isolation and despair. So this is how I'm gonna drive the video, right? So it's gonna start with some high energy of the artist having this big, making it really big, then subsequent fall down, then he goes into desperation and stuff like that. That is the script that I came with it. So let's go. So scene number 1. Let me just zoom out here. I don't know if this thing can zoom any further so that you can see. Okay, yeah, let's go like that. So scene number 1, right? Setting. This is how I write my script. Setting, a glamorous concert. Knox performs on the stage, bathed in spotlight. You know, the crowd goes wild, you know. So this is the artist is performing, you know, on the stage. That is the first concept. He's performing nice, people, they're feeling him, the crowd is cheering and stuff like that. And then the visuals here, I wrote already, fast-paced, high-energy montage of Knox's rise to fame. Red carpets, award shows, you know, sold-out arenas and stuff like that. So in the visuals telling, in the video, when the song is beginning, we're gonna show those things, you know. I'm showing those things. The guy performing, the crowd liking him, getting awards, you know, red carpets, you know, sold-out arenas and stuff like that. It is there. So now we can see that the artist is really doing great, you know. So what I usually do is, this is the mood board, all right? Let me just zoom a bit out here. So this is the mood board. In here, I'm actually trying to show you how I would want the visuals to come up. So these are just the pictures that I downloaded. I'll show you where to download the pictures, if time still allows. So this is the first scene, and this is how exactly the pictures, this is how I would want it to look like. So you can see him here is performing, people, they are crazy. And then picture number 2 here, you can see he's receiving an awards and stuff like that, dressed all nicely. That is going to happen in scene number 1. And then scene number 2. Scene number 2, Knox's lavish mansion. This is the setting, you know, this is the plot. He's surrounded by friends, enjoying the fruits of his success. You know, he has got a nice house there. He's driving a nice car. He has got some luxury items. You can see he's with his friends here doing, having some drinks, having good time. You can see there's some ladies there. Of course, they're not really gonna come like this, but this is just some mood board that I'm trying to cement my idea of how I want scene 2 to look like. So now we are still seeing visuals, luxurious shots showing that Knox's wealth and privilege. So that is in scene number 1, you know. This is based on a narrative video which is accompanied by a story. So we can see he was performing good. Now we can see where he's living. He's living a nice life, good. That is scene number 2. Then we go to scene number 3. Setting. It's a newsroom. Breaking news flashes across the screen. Musician Knox caught in a scandal. Visuals, news reports, social media feeds filled with angry comments and memes and stuff like that. So that is scene number 1. So this is where the scandal happens, right? I'm taking everybody along. He was enjoying, then we show news, breaking news, Knox involved in the scandal, boom. And then we show him watching the news, and you can see the visuals that I've put there, the references that I've put there. You can see the news item there flashing there. We can see him watching, listening to the news. He's even shocked himself. We can see now he's alone actually in his mansion. He's watching the news and all that. And then we can see people on social media with their smartphones commenting bad on this scandal that is happening and stuff like that. And then we can see even some guys there. So it's a mix of girls and guys, you know, going through social media and stuff like that. And then, boom, scene number 4. Knox is home. He's alone, scrolling through hateful comments on his phone. The phone slips from his hand, shattering on the floor, you know. And then visuals, close-ups on Knox's face, capturing his shock, confusion, and despair. You can see where I'm going. That everything here is happening in the script. We have not shot anything yet. So from the script alone, you can see already where we are going. You can already start to watch how the video is going to unfold, you know. And the good part is I have put pictures here that can narrate each and every. Of course, this is not how it's going to look. This is not what it's going to dress. I'm just using these pictures as a reference of the stuff that I'm describing so that a person, their manager, him can understand exactly what we are trying to create. So the phone shatters there. Then let's go to scene number 5, right? Scene number 5, a meeting with the record label executives. They terminate his contract. Their faces cold and dismissive, you know. And then visuals here, power dynamics at play. Knox feeling increasingly powerless. And you can see he's here at the record label, you know, he's meeting the record label executives and stuff like that. After that, we can see him here. He's all by alone. He's shattered, right? Let's go to scene number 6. After the record label terminates his contract, now he's leaving his mansion and stuff. Knox's mansion now empty and desolate. He's packing his belongings, tears streaming down his face. Visuals, news reports, social media feeds filled with angry comments and memes and stuff like that. So he'll be there packing his stuff, you know, crying. He's leaving all this wealth and luxury away and stuff. He's leaving, now he's going in the street. You can see the twist of the video where it's going, right? Scene number 7, now he's in the street. Knox walking down the street. People pointing and whisper, some mocking him. He feels humiliated and invisible, you know. And then visual stories here, low angle shots emphasizing the artist's vulnerability and the weight of public scrutiny. You can see him here in the street. I have illustrated with pictures. He's walking and people, they're laughing at him and stuff like that. Right. And then we go to scene number 8. Then he decides to go to court and, you know, report the case. Like, I don't know why the record label took out my contract. I've lost my house. Now he's arguing his case with the judge. And now we can see the courtroom setup. A courtroom. The setting is at the courtroom. Knox sits in the witness box explaining his side of the story to the judge. Close-ups on Knox's face. You know, these are the visuals. Close-up on Knox's face conveying his desperation to be heard and understood. You know, so we're going to have a scene there, the court session and stuff like that. Then we go to scene number 9. The setting is in a deserted alleyway. You know, Knox sits alone contemplating his future. He picks up his guitar and begins to play softly, a glimmer of hope returning to his eyes. Visuals here, symbolic imagery, rain washing away the dirt, a new dawn breaking. Those are some of the visuals that are going to accompany this scene. You can see where the story is going. Right. And then scene number 10, Knox walks away from the alleyway, head held high. He's not defeated, but determined to rebuild his life and his reputation. Visuals, a final shot of Knox facing the camera, his eyes filled with a newfound strength and resilience. So that is the storyline with a mood board. By just looking at this storyline, even you as a director, you know your direction. Even the people who are going to see your story, the people that will participate in this story, they know exactly what they are participating into because it is very clear and straightforward. And that is how I create. You see, it's not like many pages of script and storyboarders and stuff like that. You know, it's just like 4 pages and I've put the whole music video there. I've just really described things that are so important and sticking to those things, right? Of course, this is the idea that I'm just pitching to the artist based on his song, based on how I want it to come out and look. And then at the end of the script, you can see key visual elements, shattered glass. You know, these are visual elements that I'm going to add as I'm editing. You know, maybe these I can take them separately and stuff like that. So shattered glass, falling leaves, and fading light of the spotlight to represent his shattered image and lost fame. You know, lighting. I have already created the mood of my lighting for this video, right? So what type of lighting? How are you gonna approach the lighting? You get my point. So on the lighting here, I have written harsh. So I'm gonna use a lot of harsh lighting and forgiving light to represent the glare of public scrutiny. So apart from the grit and grammar where he was doing great, where there's soft light and stuff like that, I made sure I wrote this one here so that I should not forget about it. And then color palette, this is the color palette that I'm gonna use. So, you know, purple and light purple represents royalty, right? So for some of you who wants to really get to know about this color theory, you have to know these colors, they also mean something. You know, just because I'm putting on a red, it doesn't mean like I just put it there. It might mean something because red stands for a certain thing, you know. So that's why I put this color palette here, purplish, this maroon, reddish-like, and yellowish, to show his royalty, to show his vibrance. Especially yellow, it really represents yellow and orange. It represents motivation, you know, and stuff. It represents fun and stuff like that. That's why I put them there. So at the first scenes where Knox is having a good time, mostly the dominant colors will be purple. Where he's going to his house, the dominant colors there will be orange and yellow. Maybe one of his luxury cars will be yellow, a yellow Lamborghini with some girls there dressed in orange and stuff like that. And then when things begin to go bad, we start to use teal, you know, blue, and stuff like that. So that is the color palette that I'm going to use on this video. So I already know what to look for when I'm going on set to check for the props and stuff like that. And then the other thing that I usually include is the props, right? Is the props. So on the prop side, these are movable items. If, in case you don't know, props are just movable items that you use on set. This can be a car, can be a watch, can be a chair, can be just something that is there in your set, you know, to accompany or to solidify the story that you are trying to create. So on the props here, we're going to have some luxury jewelry. We're talking about watches, neck chains, and stuff like that. When he's having it good, he's an artist. Then we're going to have some luxury cars, any luxury cars pretty much. But I'm going to describe exactly what color that car must be, right? That's why I have this color palette. And then we are going to also have a mansion. You know, what kind of mansion, and then we're going to have some expensive champagne and wines. So those are the props mainly. There are other props on the final script. There are other props because here I'm just really giving them an idea, a scope of what we are working with, you know, a treatment. So in the detailed script, I'm sure you're going to see it in my course for music video. That is where I'm going to describe exactly what kind of mansion am I going to look here and stuff like that. Right. Then the other thing that I want to appear beforehand is the locations. So we need to have a theater where he's going to be performing, and then we need to have a red carpet where he's going to be receiving awards. Then we are going to need some luxury mansion, deserted alleyways, recording label office, and a courtroom. So these are the 6 main locations that we are going to use on this video. Right, and then after that, the other thing that I would like to appear very quickly is cast and extras. So we are going to need a court judge. In the court, we need to have at least 10 extra people there, 1 police officer and 2 officials. On the red carpet, we are going to need 2 extras there, 10 extras there. Some people, same people maybe dressed differently. That is for us to cut the budget. So the 10 extras that will be in the court, maybe we can bring those 10 extras again, maybe on the red carpet there, maybe dressed differently. Or if we have budget to get other 10 people who are completely different that appeared in the script, right? And then we're gonna need 3 friends, 2 guys, 1 lady that will be with him at his mansion, having some good time and stuff like that. Then we are going to need again 3 ladies, 3 young ladies that will be on their phones, checking his social medias and stuff like that. Then we are going to need 3 record labels officials. So at this point, pretty much your video treatment is done. Your video treatment is done. All right, so this is a rough sketch that I created when I was sending this idea. They approved the idea, then I created the script. So in the script, you simply describe what each and every individual will do at which particular time. You go a little bit specific, what type of props. If it's a luxury watch, are we going to get a Rolex? Are we going to get the other types of watches? If it's a car, are we going to get a Lamborghini? Are we going to get a G-Wagon and stuff like that? What color and stuff like that? All right. So I think this video is becoming really long. This is the video treatment part. And then there are other things. All right, let me just get into it. Maybe for 5 minutes, maybe I can show you something. So if you are struggling, you see the way I came up with this script is elaborate. Everything is really nice and easy. Right. Let's do this. I just hope I'm gonna win so that I can show you something else. All right, so if you are struggling to get the initial ideas of your script, there's a lot of AI tools that can help you, right? So if you are trying to come up with, you know the idea, that's good. You know the concept, that's good. Now you are trying to put your script, you are trying to put it in written form so that everybody else can understand it. So what I usually do is, sometimes when the artist describes to me what their song means, and I'll ask them the ideas that they want for that song. I ask them about their inspiration and stuff. From those questions, I'll be able to get something that is solid that I need to work with, right? So if I have that something that is solid, what I usually do sometimes, I'll go inside the computer, Meta AI, right? Meta AI, and I'm going to ask Meta here. Let me just zoom this part. I'm going to ask Meta here to say, write a music video script about a romantic couple, that goes through a breakup later. Right? This is AI. It will help you to generate something. Oh, it says continue with Facebook. Come on. All right, you can see it is busy now generating the whole script for you. Right? This is the whole script for you. So you can go through this script and see what it has written. You can see here, genre pop romance. You see, this is AI. The music video opens with a romantic couple, Jessica played by Pum Pum Pum, your artist, and Mike played by Pum Pum Pum, laughing and embracing each other and on a sunny beach. They are holding hands and the camera pans over the beautiful scenery and they walk along together. You see, it's giving you idea. And then it even tells you here, cut. The couple is shown having a picnic in a park, feeding each other and gazing in each other. You see where I'm going with this thing. So sometimes AI can actually help you to come up with ideas. You know, what you need is that initial concept that you have, put it in Meta AI or any other AI software like DeepSeek or what you call this other thing, man? What you call this thing? It is called what? ChatGPT, Gemini, all these AI can actually create for you a rough script that you can now expand on. It will describe everything, then according to the ideas and the reference scripts, then you can start move things around to your taste. And then if you want images that accompany your script or your storyline, you can still use Meta. So here, you can see here in the script, right, it says a romantic couple, they are holding hands and the camera pans over the beautiful scenery as they walk along the shore. You know, the couple is shown having a picnic in the park, right? So if you want an image that shows exactly that, you can just go on the computer here, copy that line. I'm just giving you an example. The couple is shown having a picnic in a park, feeding each other, gazing into each other's eyes. Let's end it here. So you want a reference picture to attach to your script. Right, then I'm gonna come here on Meta AI again. I'm gonna zoom that part. I'm just gonna paste that line here. And then here I'm just gonna add pictures. Oh my God, I'm terrible at spellings, man. Pictures of the couple, you know, shown, and then we go, boom. And then we wait for AI to do its thing. I only hope you are enjoying this scene, guys. Otherwise, I'm about to finish. You can see Meta AI will generate pictures showing you exactly what you added there. So sometimes it doesn't really have to be white people. You can actually tell it what kind of people and race, what kind of dressing you want them. Then you can go and download these pictures. You just click on the picture like that and right click, then save image. Then you save your image and then you can use it on your script to describe the kind of scene that you are trying to, you know, generate and stuff like that. All right. Are we still having people watching or everybody has run away? I can't wait to watch this video. You are the master. Thank you so much, guys. It's the rains, sir. All right, I think today we are going to end our streaming here because of these rains. They are making noise. Some people are saying I'm coming late. You can just rewatch the video. It's amazing. All right, let's see what other people are saying on YouTube. We're still getting new preacher. We're still getting new teacher. Hey, man, I used to be a preacher at some point. There's a buzzing sound. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you very much for those guys who tuned in today. So I was just really going, you know, the tip of the ice, but if you want to learn how to create music videos from start to finish, what cameras you need, what camera settings you need, what angles that are necessary for music videos, how to actually generally get clients in music videos, how to create your portfolio, how to create scripts, how to create treatments, how to create all sort of stuff, you know, how to edit music videos, how to color grade music videos. I have a full course that teaches you just those kind of stuff, and you can find all my courses All my courses are here. I'm going to leave you with this video. If you have any questions, you can ask me and I'll be able to answer. If you want to get in touch with me, all my social media handles, they have got my contacts, details, my email addresses and stuff like that. I'll see you again tomorrow, and let me know in the comment section which live we should do tomorrow. Otherwise, Mr. Wise, over and out.